Well, the works of an indigenous tribe are now displaying Native history at Peoria's Riverfront Museum. Members of the Peoria Tribe of Indians of Oklahoma made 14 custom cases for the museum. This commission is the first business deal of its kind between Central Illinois and the Peoria Nation. The internally lit cases will display rare duck decoys. Using decoy ducks was a tactic Native Americans began using many years ago, and those with the tribe say they're honored to take part in preserving and showcasing that past.
We took a very practical thing and we made it beautiful. But we see those old things, we see them new again. We see those old things brought back and showcased, those next generations to come in and be inspired. We love the educational component of that.
Some of those decoys on display are on loan from the American Folk Art Museum in New York City. The Peoria Nation, based in Miami, Oklahoma, has about 3,700 members throughout the country.